Very good football team that we played today. I don't think there's any doubt it's the best team we've played this year.
The Big 12 is so bad.
Colorado is the best team in the Big 12. But don't take it from me. Take it from the last team that played Colorado. Utah's head coach just flat out said it. And I really think that Colorado is shocking a lot of people. A lot of haters are sad. A lot of doubters are sad. And hey, I was someone who was a doubter. All right, I'm not a hater. But watching those first few games, I was like, gosh darn it, there's the same old team with a little new paint and new coat of paint. But Deion Sanders even shut my big four-headed buns up. So today we're going to take a peek at the implications of BYU losing last night and Colorado being tied for first place in the Big 12. And it's just getting easier and easier for Deion Sanders in Colorado to get into the playoffs. It's crazy times we're living in. So we're going to hop in here. We're going to start with Kyle Whittingham's comments and then look at the games, review them, see the implications of the Big 12 and hop right into it. So I appreciate y'all joining these videos. If y'all enjoy them, man, please leave a like on these videos. If you don't like them, dislike them, man. I just appreciate all the support for these new videos. We're about to hop right into it. Calm down, Kyle. But subscribe, bell icon, all that fun stuff. Let's hop right into it.
Okay, first thing I'll say is that's a very good football team that we played today. Coach Sanders done a great job of getting that thing put together. I don't think there's any doubt it's the best team we've played this year. Certainly the best group of receivers, best quarterback. Quarterback's terrific. The receivers as a group they got superstar in there, obviously, but as a group, they're really good. And so, credit them for the win. As bad as things were, we still had a chance there in the fourth quarter. We got that turnover and had momentum and in their territory and proceeded to turn the ball over again. We had 4 turnovers, tough to win. Turning the ball over 4 times, if you want to know what our main deficiencies were, it was that and the inability to run the football. We didn't run the ball anywhere near where we needed to. Disappointing. Defense, we did some good things, got 3 takeaways. Still lost the turnover margin, -1, but we didn't tackle particularly well enough. And those athletes they got over there are a big reason for that. I don't want to discount their ability and their skill, because it's a great group. They've put together an outstanding group. So as bad as things are, still 2 games away from a bowl bid. I mean, that's something right there that our guys. First of all, they're together. They work hard.
Look, man, this is a Utah team that's faced a lot of adversity. So before we even get deeper into, again, the broader implications of the BYU loss, and I really, what I don't like as me being a Texas fan, aka a former Big 12 enjoyer, it gets me a little confused when people try to discredit the Big 12, especially this slate of Big 12 teams, which on paper everybody was saying was a complete gauntlet. Well, they were saying that was crazy. I feel like this is probably the most legit the Big 12 has looked, even with Texas and Oklahoma gone. And I'm saying that as a Texas fan, but when you talk about the consistency of skill when it comes to on paper, these teams usually bring, this is a pretty even when you would think competition wise when it comes to team on paper. No, it didn't shape out to be that. It seems there's a bit of top heaviness here, but at the end of the day, I don't think many people had Colorado at the top of the table, and them being with the same record in conference. I believe they are a game behind because the overall record. So that's very important to think about. But you got to think about how now Colorado's paths to the Big 12 are just getting more solidified, right? And it makes it so maybe if they lose again, I don't think that's possible for them to still sneak in, but it just gives them a little more bail where instead of being in control of their destiny, they're basically locked in. I mean, their next 2 games are, if we take a peek at it, I mean, these 2 games, Texas Tech and Utah, were supposed to be the challenges, right? But they play Kansas. Oh no, Kansas has. What if Kansas does it again? So if y'all don't know, ladies and gentlemen, Kansas has gone back-to-back weeks spoiling the top Big 12 team. If they go back-to-back-to-back, this could create a crazy situation for the Big 12. And honestly, not Big 12. It would knock Colorado completely out the playoffs. Every single week, Colorado's matchup the following week somehow gets more important, right? Last week, a few weeks ago, it was a Texas Tech game. They came off of a big win, right? And then the Utah, after they came off of almost beating BYU, all right? And now you've got Kansas coming off of beating Iowa State and BYU being underdogs in both of those games and shocking the world. Kansas down here 3-4, son, within the conference. They're their last two wins came from the last 2 weeks. This is a scary team whose offense is operating at a very, very high clip, very effective, very efficient. They weren't as efficient and effective in this game. This was more of an outlast game from Kansas and BYU. And if I'm being honest with you, this felt like an inability for BYU to conduct good offense. Like when I was watching them, I really feel like they just won't. They didn't have that spark that I felt like they typically had when they were winning a lot of these games, right? And if they're not going to be able to have that coming down the stretch, it's going to be a tough time getting into the Big 12 conference, but a Big 12 championship. And then to make things even more muddy, you got K-State, who just has another loss. And the reason why that's important for Colorado, is because that's the only conference loss they have, was a close game to K-State. So them being out of that situation, there was a tiebreaker here when they were 4-2, and they're potentially, if they lost and they had another loss, whatever. At that point, there's nobody with a tiebreaker except for BYU with having a better record. The only person they need to be worried about is the team in front of them. That's it. Unless Arizona State sneaks in, unless Iowa State sneaks in, right? But it's even more imperative that Colorado wins out. And can they beat this Kansas team? Yes. That Kansas team played very sloppy against BYU, but BYU has been playing even sloppier. Again, 13-17 against. I mean, let's talk about it. Y'all want to talk about it? I mean, Kansas as a team, there's terribleness, right? There are still shines of greatness. When you go to their offense, 51, number 9 in third down conversions, number 51 in points a game. The offense is number 35, number 23 in yards a rush. So very efficient when it comes to their rushing. This is a bottom tier team in almost every other category that's being able to be mid to top tier when it comes to their offense. So they can shock people when it comes to their offense. And then when you look at BYU, that play call at the end, dog, that speed option to the boundary on like 4th and whatever the fuck it was a sad sight to see, a very sad sight to see. So I say all that to say that, please, Colorado fans, and me being a Deion Sanders enjoyer and hoping that Deion Sanders continues to go up and up. I just don't want y'all to let this know y'all to sleep. So we went over the games. I'm gonna go over some tweets, just go over a few things, and we're gonna wrap it up. I want to talk about something. Somebody got in my comments and said, "Oh, you were hating. You used to hate back in the day." And I'm confused about, and I think I'm confused about what y'all perceive as hate. I've always been a Deion Sanders fan. You can go back into my old videos. I ain't got no views. Maybe I need to make them public again. I've been defending Deion Sanders for a long, long time. What I won't do is just be blind to obvious things, right? I've never called into question Deion Sanders' character. I've never said these weird things that people talk about. Oh, he's a charlatan. He's faking. He's just selling gold. He's not a real coach. I've never said any of those things. I've said that as a coach, and these are the things I criticize him about, the game management needs to be better. It just has to be. And even at the end of this game, they were throwing passes at the end, getting garbage time touchdowns, but that's a whole different thing. And the offensive play calling needs to make more sense. Those things have been shored up. And the defense has only gotten better. You ain't heard me complaining, have you? I mean, I'm sorry. When you give constructive criticism, when the criticism gets constricted, then I'm like, cool. I didn't call Colorado irrelevant like Paul Feinbaum. I don't think Colorado is doing spells in their locker room like a Whitlock, and we'll have a specific video for them too. So just pump the brakes. Just pump the brakes. Understand the difference between hating and appreciating, because I could be like Whitlock right now. I could be spinning it. Oh, the Big 12 is so bad. They're only beating teams. Oh my God, they play terrible. I hate that. I hate that narrative. The Big 12 is just bad. It's ugly. But I like doing this. We're gonna close out this video just reading some tweets, right? I already showed you that LeBron tweet. LeBron he really tweets like he's 40-something years old, hey? I mean, there you go. Man, 1-11, 2022, and 2024, 8-2. That is quite the turnaround. We talked about the Utah head coach giving a lot of praise. We're talking about Cormani McClain. Before the season, Colorado's Deion Sanders and Arizona State's Kenny Dillingham were voted as the worst coaches in the Big 12. Both are now 8-2. That's a situation now. That's the situation. And Bordeaux, I know he's a CFB tweeter or content creator, but I think he does, or well, the game at least. I think he does some good college football coverage, not coverage, but comments anyway. I think it's some interesting perspectives, there. Man, best defense in the Big 12 too. They do this against, man. This is just it's just effective, efficient, putting belt to buns. Lots of goodness coming from Colorado, man. Officially number 1 in the Big 12, number 1 in your hearts, and a chance to do something nasty. I think when these rankings come out, people are going to be very, very surprised when Colorado leaps over a few people and they're lingering around in that top 15, 16 area. But we'll see. We'll figure that out. But y'all let me know how Colorado's rest of the season going. Are they going to win out? Are they going to lose a few games? Are they going to make the Big 12 championship? Are they going to survive in the college football playoffs? I think this is the best wide receiver room in the nation. If their offensive line keeps improving the way it is, if their defense keeps playing the way it is, there's not a lot of deficiencies as long as the stars show up and they do what they need to do, how they need to do, and they can manage games in a certain way. And that running game shows up, even though they didn't need it last game. But whatever. Y'all be phenomenal. Liking this video, like it, dislike if you don't like it. Subscribe if you enjoy college football content coverage, Colorado coverage content, all that good, phenomenal things. Hit that bell icon so you know every single time I post. We'll see you next time, man.